Now in this section, we are going to see the object-oriented CSS. That is, we are going to configure the SASS with React. For that, we need to install a library. So let's first of all begin with that. I'm going to say yarn add node-sass. So now it is installed. How to attach this node sass, now we are going to see. Now let's add the sass file, that is .scss file, in the header component, because CSS is still attached with the app.css. So that is something which we do not want. So I'm going to create a file called header.scss. Now the CSS which we have written in the app.css, that we need to convert, which is compatible with the SASS formatting. So this is the CSS. Now we are going to cut this, and first of all let's paste this CSS in the header SCSS. Now let's also start the application so we can see the changes what we are doing. Now you can see that there is no CSS applied, though all the elements are there. Now we need to attach this header as CSS. Let's start working on it. So if I just import this file, the header SCSS file, then the CSS is attached. As you can see now, it is updated. But the using of SCSS, that is SASS, is not logical if we are using this way. So we should use the functionalities and facilities we have with the SASS, because that gives us the object-oriented approach, variables, and lot of other things with CSS. So let's try to change some basic things with header SCSS file. At the moment, what you see is the anchor tag, which normally is applied to all the anchors in the entire HTML page. So if you want to use the functionality of SASS, it gives you a way where you can put this anchor tag. Let's cut this anchor tag and paste inside the .auth class. Now this can only happen if you are writing the SCSS format. So now this means once I have placed this anchor inside .auth class, it means the anchor formatting of color white is applied only where the .auth class, that is the auth class, is applied. Earlier, if you have applied this class outside the auth, that means it is applied for all HTML. But because of this SCSS, you have a facility where you are in a way nesting the CSS classes. Now let's also add the hover. Instead of separately, we have this syntax where you can say $sign. That means you are joining for anchor tag, and the class which we have here, line number 29 and 30, I'm going to cut this and paste inside the hover class. So there are many other such facilities we have which can be used with the SCSS. Now you see that the hover is applied with a red color and with more appropriate syntax of CSS. Let's change this color to white again. Now let's also try to use a variable in this SASS file so you get the clear idea, though at the moment it is not required for our application, at least not in this component, but let's do that. The white color is used at many places. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a variable. So now let's take a variable. I'm using my color. Now this color can be anything. So I just say dollar and my color, and here I'm going to assign color white. So now my color becomes a variable which I can assign to all the places where I have the white color. Later on, if you have any new color to assign to my color, it will automatically be applied for the entire CSS. So here also I'm going to say my color. There it is. Now even if I save, you see that there is no change. Let's try to change now my color to something else. I'll just make this my color from white to, let's say, some other color. Let's save this. Now you see that wherever this my color is applied, the color is changed. These are the various advantages you have when you are configuring the SASS. Let me change this back to white color itself. So from now on, we are going to create various components, and every time we are going to use the scss for formatting the components.